Bad Al.
Yo. So you were saying, what were you saying?
Yeah, so look, I had a music video me and my friend like self produced. It was it was a remix to Invented Sex. I like made a verse and had a music video to my verse and shit. It
Hmm.
insinuated a lot of raunchy shit, but nothing really actually happened.
You was a teenager?
No, I wasn't. I was in college. It was
Oh,
like
okay.
I was like sophomore. Yes, definitely sophomore in college. And
Okay. So you was
yeah,
grownish.
it was funny because my people they were there when I was recording. I was just up in my room with her recording it, but it was nothing. It looked bad, but it was nothing as crazy as it for real was. But it was like I got in trouble. I got banned off of Facebook for it. Somebody
Wait,
reported
hold on. You
it was a
am I going in and out a little bit? Because you were going in and out a little bit.
oh, am I? I don't
Okay.
think so.
You not no more.
Um,
My bad. I just didn't want to miss nothing because I couldn't hear you for a second.
nah, I'll see. Let me try to close. I'm gonna close everything up just to make sure. But yeah, I got in
Okay.
trouble on Facebook. I got banned on Facebook for like 2 weeks or whatever. Somebody reported it. But I think who reported it was her ex boyfriend. He felt away. It was all fun
Mm.
because it was everybody was like, "Oh y'all fucking." I'm like, we really aren't though. Like we really aren't.
Right.
Like I made we were improvising shit. I had to make some fake chocolate to make it look like I
Hmm.
was like licking chocolate off of her, and it was
Yeah.
we. I didn't.
Oh, so that was a video.
Yeah, yeah. It was a
Oh,
little.
I had missed that
Oh
part
yeah,
when you had like went out.
it
Oh,
was a
okay, so
it
it was
was a
an
music
actual
video. It
video.
was a music video
Oh,
to my verse of Invented Sex. I
yeah. R.
back when
Kelly.
I no Trey songs.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. My bad.
And
My bad.
yeah, so that I posted that video, and then I remember my pops called me from work, like, what is this? What is this you posting? Da, 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 da. It's porn. You gotta take that off the internet. I'm like, first off,
He called it
sir,
porn.
first off, it's not porn. Second off, why are you watching my music videos? But give it to him.
Right.
He did actually listen to my music. He had my mixtapes. He would actually go around playing, but I didn't even
Oh, so
post
he
it.
was a fan.
Yeah, yeah,
He was a
yeah.
fan. He
My
was
pops was a
into
fan.
your art.
My mom didn't. I would give her clean versions of my mixtape, but it would only have like half the songs because yeah, I
Because it was just too much for your mother to
yeah,
listen to. Yeah.
yes.
I feel like I'm never really like I feel like when I'm around my parents, especially because I don't have kids, like I'm like, am I really like an adult with my parents at this point? Because like I don't cuss in front of them. Like my parents don't really know me for
See,
real. Like
I've
they
gotten
don't know me.
I've gotten past all that. I cuss. I am
Oh,
I am an adult. Like I I
yeah.
cuss. I really cuss probably as much as I cuss around my friends. Real talk. Like I
In front of your parents or in front of your mom?
from my mom and my grandma. I don't really have
Damn.
a filter. I don't have a filter. I don't really have to now. I mean, my mom knows how I am. So
Yeah.
and
It really shouldn't be a big deal.
yeah,
Like
and before she's
it shouldn't be.
she's heard me talking on the phone to my friends and stuff, so she knows how to talk. Why switch it up when I'm talking around her when I know she's there, when I know she's heard me before? It's no point at
Hmm.
this point. Like I remember when I used to try to hide that I smoked or whatever. This
Hmm.
is like, man, it's
You
obvious.
said I'ma just be
I mean,
me
we
all
we
day. It
we
don't matter
grown.
who.
We grown now. You know,
I
I'm
feel
taking
you.
care of business. That's all that really should matter. I'm taking care of shit.
You
So
do. Right. You got your own house, your own car, your own
yeah, so
life, your own
I'm
everything.
taking. I mean, mom,
Yeah.
mom still helps out where if I ever need it, I don't really need it like that, but she's there. But that's mom's.
Yeah.
That's your people. Your people come through. You are
Yeah.
always they baby. I'm always,
That's
and I'm an only
that's right.
child, so I'm always my mama's baby.
Oh, I keep forgetting about
Yeah.
that. That only child shit is like, I couldn't even imagine like just growing up alone and all of the attention being on me. Like, don't pay me
Yeah.
no attention.
And
Focus on my siblings so I can slide under the radar
that
and do
was
what the fuck I want to
that
do.
was rough a little bit. People don't understand the plight of an only child because they couldn't blame shit on me. I ain't have nobody take the heat off me. If I was fucking up in school, oh, it was all on
It's
me.
all
I
you.
was nothing. Like I couldn't get
Yeah.
past a lot of shit, but it's cool. I mean, I learned how to be self sufficient and shit, so I'm
Facts.
fine with it. But
Facts. Facts. Facts.
yeah,
All right. Well, you want to get into podcast topics.
potting. What up, though?
All right, so we'll intro y'all. Welcome to Wish Us the Best, the podcast.
What's good?
I'm Maya. I'm here with Dev,
Yes, sir.
and we're here to discuss the good, the bad, and the shit that nobody wants to talk about. But we about to touch on it
We
though.
about to unpack all this shit. Well, at least unpack as much as we can. You know.
Right. So I really like today's topic, and let's see. Today's topic is realistic relationship goals
Yeah.
or dating goals. Relationship goals or dating goals. Kind of
They
the same
it's
thing.
kind of your standards too. I mean, if you
Yeah.
look at it, yes,
Yeah.
is your shit realistic?
Right. So are the my favorite question is, are you what you want to date? And I think that's an interesting question because I think for women, I don't think women, well, let me be careful because I don't want to get beat up. I think I think more so women are not who they want to date. I
I
think
mean, niggas ain't what they
I
want today
think
either.
I think men probably care a little bit less.
I mean, that's true. But niggas ain't what they wanted. Like, if a nigga out here fucking the world, he don't want to date no girl that's fucking the world. Let's be real. But
So here's what's interesting about that is that I was thinking like my mind went to strictly financials and money.
uh,
Like, yeah, that's it's so funny like the different perspectives as coming from somebody who's married versus somebody single, but yeah, that's where my mind went because I know that men will date women who are not as financially stable
yeah,
and as financially secure as
you know
them.
what? And I don't even think that has anything to do with you being single and me being married. I think it's just, I think men just look at it differently. You're looking at it financially because that's what women care about more. Not to sound bad, but that's what they care about more when they're looking for a partner. When niggas really ain't caring about that, like like you said, niggas will date somebody who's down bad, and they ain't worried about what you actually bring in financially. A lot of times.
Right. Some of them do, but most men, that's not like the top thing on
Yeah,
their
I
list.
mean,
Like I'm
we
sure
we
anybody wants to
care.
be with
We
somebody.
care a little bit. I don't want to always have to drive and pick you up. I would like you to have a car too,
Yeah,
but
just basic self-sufficient, being self-sufficient for the most part.
right, right.
Yeah. Yeah. So even though you are married, did you feel like did you look for somebody who was your equal or somebody who was on the same level as you?
So
Like how
it
important was that?
it depends. This subject I probably can talk a lot about real talk. I would say my relationship goes. It was like a roller coaster for me. Just looking at past relationships to now, I think for one, you have to be kind of self aware of what your goals are. Being realistic and unrealistic. And I think in the beginning, I had higher aspirations that probably were some that were unrealistic. And then I had times or moments in my life where I would say I had low goals. Um, or I,
You said
yeah,
logos.
like they were kind of non existent, just a little
Yeah.
bit, and I don't, it was out of of a couple things, probably out of desperation, out of just what's
Mhm.
available and what, and then not knowing my self worth, not knowing, I know what I could bring to the table, but not knowing that it's not a lot of niggas who could bring what I brought, or not a lot of niggas that were willing to. Um, that that faithful thing, being faithful, I really didn't realize, I guess, back then that that shit didn't come a dime a dozen type shit. Like
Mhm.
niggas was out here, niggas is out here just slutting girls out. So me being faithful, I didn't know it was such a rarity. So I didn't really, use
Mhm.
it to my advantage. And I had moments, in my life where I was just kind of just going with the motions and getting with, what I could just find. And then now I think to where I am now, I'm older. I know what I can bring to the table. I know my self worth. I know what my must haves are, my must nots, like what I,
Mhm.
what I don't want to deal with. Um, for real, for real. Back then I would have certain shit I didn't want to deal with, but chick was bad, and you kind of throw some shit out the window, or I don't know, maybe she on some freak shit and kind of out freak you, and you was like, oh shit, fucking, I'm about to just roll with this, but don't have.
Not out freak you.
I mean, it happens. She doing some things you was like, ooh, I ain't never had this just right away. Yeah, but
Yeah.
um,
Like you kind of advanced over there, huh?
yeah, so it's a lot, but I do think I've had a roller coaster. I've had certain goals that were not realistic, and then certain ones that were, and then now I feel like I've hit the stride to where my goals are pretty realistic. I'm living my goals. I've achieved most of my goals. When I say, relationship wise with my wife,
Mhm.
I'm fine with that. She's my perfect aspiration of goals right there, at least relationship
Right.
wise. Um,
Aw.
what about you?
Um, as far as am I who I want to date?
Yeah, it just, yeah. If you just your relationship goals in general, I mean, I know I would want to date somebody like me now. I don't. Back then, I was a little insecure, but yeah, like
I I would have to say I probably don't want to date somebody like me right now. Damn, that's fucked up. Yeah, it's the
but see,
truth
that's
though.
real though. That's
Yeah,
real. It
yeah,
takes some
I
self
don't.
awareness though.
I it does like so I was taking a nap earlier, but I was also arguing with my ex. Like when I had woke up, we just got into this argument
Don't miss that shit.
and he was telling me right. He was telling me some shit about myself and I'm like, uh yeah, that was kind of fucked up. Like I guess I can tell the story. So and I didn't realize how fucked up it was until like I had my reasons for like not disclosing this information, but I didn't consider his feelings because like I lied and I was like I'm not going to get caught in this lie. Like I'm not it's never going to come to light. It's good. I buried it. No, the shit came and slapped the fuck out of me a couple weeks ago and I'm like, it must have really been like in the universe for you to find this shit out because he just found it out on like some fluke
But that
shit. And I'm just like,
that's what be happening now.
I was like, dog, I was like, it was really just meant for you to know. Like at this point, like that's what I'm gathering from this. So I have a friend who maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, we just had a one off, we was drunk and we ended up having sex. And we talked about it the next day and it was like it was some reasons why me and him should not have even taken it there. It was definitely a drunk mistake and so boom, that was it. We've been cool, we've been friends ever since then, not like hangout friends but just like cordial, like no beef. So flash forward to um about a year ago, he hit me up and he's like, "Hey, I want to, I'm moving like into the spot that you live in, I'm gonna give you like this like referral fee." It was like $1,000 off my rent. So I'm like, hell yeah. So he moves in and he just happens to be like a trainer. So he was like one of my old colleagues. So um my ex, the one that I was just recently with, um like he needed like a storage unit or something, and so like I had introduced him to my now ex, and so they were like kind of cool.
Okay.
And so I know,
I mean,
I
and
know,
then you said
just
you didn't think anything was going. Niggas talk, but okay.
it didn't come from him though.
Oh, okay.
That's the crazy
Yeah,
part.
okay.
It didn't come from him. So I'm trying to think how much of the story I really want to tell. So he um he does like this like he offers like a service. It's like a flexibility thing. And like my ex, like he boxes, he's into like fitness and shit. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get a session from, dude, like I'm gonna have him do like the stretching or like the gun. Like you've seen like the
Yeah,
massage gun where
you
you like,
know, I got one off of Amazon.
yeah. So he like does that and he charges for it. And so,
Then you charge niggas
they
for that? Damn. Okay.
yeah, this dude, he's like a very advanced trainer. Like yeah. So he they become friendly and they live near each other. Like they lived, like two doors down from each
All right.
other. So they see each other all the time. So my ex had asked me, he was like, I had a dream that you slept with we'll call him Ray. He was like, Ray is the friend.
Mm.
So he's like, I had a dream that you slept with Ray. And I was like, what? No, never. I'm not attracted to him. Like I sold the lie. I sold it. But he was like, and we were talking about this today. He was like, I just didn't believe you. He was like, I knew it wasn't the truth, but he was like, I just didn't believe you. And I didn't want to tell him because I'm like, I just like I just didn't feel like it was his business. Like I don't want him to know like the people that I've like slept with. Like it just was
I
like
mean,
I
technically,
didn't
it's
feel
not
like
his business, so I feel you.
yeah, I just felt like it wasn't something that was like a need to know type of thing. Like I would never sleep with this nigga again. So um he found out because this girl that I used to be friends with, she had like brought it up in casual conversation with my ex. Like she just brought it up. Like she had seen him, like they were talking. Like this girl, she had came over here for a reason. I'm not gonna say why, but she came over here, she was talking to my ex, and she had seen Ray. And she's like, oh yeah, I know him. Oh yeah, by the way, Maya slept with him. And I was just like, and so
Was there
then
any context behind it, or did she just throw out the information? Like,
she dislikes me for some reasons. So she
oh,
was
so
trying
okay,
to,
okay.
she didn't know that she was, I mean, she knew that she was, whatever her reasons were behind it. I'm like, whatever.
She
Like,
chose violence. It's okay.
she definitely chose
She
violence,
chose
and
violence.
I've done some hurtful things to her in the past. So I'm like, okay, she chose violence because she's not
Oh,
over
so what y'all
X, Y, and
y'all like
Z.
frenemies or something? Is
Uh,
that
just we used to be friends and now we are not. So,
okay?
and it didn't end well. Like the breakup it wasn't a good breakup. So she says this to my ex, and so he goes back and he's like, yeah, I just seen so and so. And he's like talking to Ray about it just because he just happened to see him in the hallway. So he's like, yeah, I just saw so and so, and she was like, yeah, you slept with Maya. And he was like, "Oh, like I didn't, I don't talk to Maya about that type of stuff. Like I didn't know that you didn't know." And he was like, "Yeah, it's true." He was like, "But it was just like on some fluke shit. Like we were both drunk. This was years ago, like years ago." And so he's like, whatever, no big deal. Like I just thought it was crazy that she just came out of nowhere and said that to me because she had just recently seen you. And so um he was like, you just lied to me with the straightest face. Like your face was like he was like that shit had me really second guessing myself. He was like I was second guessing my intuition and all this shit, and I just felt so fucking bad because I'm like, whatever happened, however the universe aligned for this motherfucker to see him at the same time and da da da. I was like, it was just meant for you to know. But I stand very firm on, like, I didn't tell you for a reason. Like, I didn't tell you because I didn't think it was any of your business. And I was just for sure that it would just never, come back. And I did, like, they kind of developed, like, not like a friendship, but they were friendly,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I didn't want to. I had wanted to tell him, but I didn't want to interfere in their relationship. Like I didn't want to interfere in how they interacted. So I'm like, it's just a lie I'm gonna take with me. Like I'm not going to ever come back and be like,
Yeah.
babe, by the way, I actually did sleep with Ray.
So
Like, I'm sorry, I just had to.
this is the tie in the story from episode 1, huh? Okay, got you.
Exactly. And so when we was talking about it, I was like, oh shit. I was like, it was too soon though. Like it was too fresh. Like I was getting cussed out like 24 hours previous to us recording. Like fucking lying ass bitch. Like you knew you. I'm like, oh,
I mean,
I deserve it.
it's rough.
I
I can see it.
I deserve
I
it.
can see it just because it make you question. Like, damn, she told that lie like that. What else?
And that's what
What
it. And that's
else?
like if it's something like dang, that me and you when we were no, I don't think we talked about that show Run the World on Stars. Did I ever tell you?
Nah,
Did I talk to you about that
I
show?
ain't even seen it.
Okay, so it's this it's a show that me and my girls watched and we just had like a discussion about it because I was like the odd person out. Like, yeah, she should have told them. But I honestly don't feel that way. But anyway, the girl cheated on her fiance right before they were about to get married. And so, yeah, like just on some, she had been with him. He was the only person she had ever been with in her life. And she just wanted to have like that one last hoorah. Like she had been with him since like college and she just wanted to have that last hoorah.
Honestly,
And so,
I could never be with somebody if I was the only person they've been with. It would fuck with
yeah,
me. I wouldn't. It would for real fuck.
it's like you ain't experienced no other
Yeah,
pussy ever. Like,
and then it would.
nah, you need to get out there and try
Yeah,
some different ones
it
because
would scare me because I'm like,
you gotta live your life.
you might get your curiosity might get the best out of you at
Well,
some
that's
point.
what happened to this chick. That's what happened to the girl. So she cheats on her fiance, and who's like an ER doctor. He's like this great, amazing, like no reason to cheat on him other than she just has never had any other dick before.
Hmm.
So she cheats on him, and she tells her friends, and her friends are like, "Don't tell him." Like all of them are like, "Don't tell him," except for one. One friend is like, "Oh, you have to tell him," and so she ended up telling him, and it was just that's how the season ended. So we don't know if they stay together or not. But at first I was like, nah, she should tell him. And then I'm like, you know what? What would be the purpose of telling? Like you're not a habitual cheater, so you're not gonna cheat. It's not who you are. So why would you tell and fuck your shit up, knowing that you're not gonna do this again? This isn't really who you are.
I have a. I don't know if it's observation theory, what, but I feel like it's only, and don't take offense to it, but I feel like it's only women. Women will blow up their lives over dick, like for real. Like, yeah, niggas do, but I feel like some women will go to the extreme and blow up their whole shit over
In
some
what
dick.
ways? Like, what do you mean?
Like
That's just funny. You said they'll blow up their
they
whole
will,
lives over some dick.
they'll throw away. They got a nigga who's good, treating right, doing doing this, doing that. Probably the poster boy for what women want, and then maybe sex is good, a little bit above, mediocre, but it's good, it's passable. But
It
then,
works. Okay.
then the nigga come in, giving that pipe, giving that good shit, and she just ready to just fuck it. I'm with this nigga now. Or not. I'm with this nigga, but she's doing when you know how we were talking about hoist activities, different things that can
Yeah.
make you. She doing some hoe shit to get the dick from the nigga, and I feel like that shit is crazy to me. That shit is wild.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I can't say that I've ever been digmatized before. Like, I've never been digmatized.
mm,
Never. I've stayed with a nigga because of some money, but not
okay,
dick.
yeah,
Yeah, not dick.
yeah, that's
But just to wrap up my thoughts. I talked to a couple of my friends about like that situation, and they all collectively was like, "You fucked up. Like, yeah, you was foul for that shit. The way you. What I should have done is
should
I've
have
never should
introduced
have
them.
introduced them.
No, you
Yeah,
shouldn't have
I never
introduced
should have.
them.
I never should have introduced them. And yeah, so I should have did that. And I wouldn't want to date somebody who would do something like that, honestly. Like I'm working through because I like my exes, he's very into telling me my flaws. But they're true though. Like I don't be wanting to hear the shit at the time, but like
But I feel like everybody
he's
does need an accountability partner.
the only thing about him though is that when I try to like tell him his flaws, like he don't want to hear that shit at all. Like when he be telling me about my shit, I just be shut the fuck up. And I just be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, shit might be accurate, whatever. But like when I try to tell him some shit, but the shit that he tells me, he's like, I mean, it's accurate. Like the other day, he was like, "You just don't have no ambition to do shit," and I was like, "Oh, that hurt." I'm like that fucking hurt because I really haven't been having like any ambition to do anything really. Like I've he's like, "You just want to sit on your ass," and I'm like, he's right though. Like it's the truth. So I have some things that I know I need to work on. So I no, no, I probably would not want to date me right now where I'm at. I think
I mean,
I
but
need to work a little bit
it's
more.
good that you have that self awareness because I know this subject is really subjective, but I feel
Right.
like it comes with a sense of self awareness. You have to really be honest with yourself of who
Mhm.
you are to,
Mhm.
I guess, start dating the person you really want to be with.
Mhm. Right. And like with him with this whole situation happening and with him like, you know, actively telling me about myself, I just started thinking about all of the lies I have told niggas in the past. Not even on like some like as a cheater, because I'm not a cheater. Like I wouldn't, go and have sex with somebody. Like I never cheated on him. Like it was never,
Have you
I'm
cheated
not
before?
that I'm not that um not in
Wait,
I've
how you got to
had
think about
sex.
it? How you got to think about it?
No, hear me out though. I've had sex in between. You know when you're like going through a breakup or y'all in like
Oh,
a weird
that
gray
that
area.
that
I
that
know
little
you've been with the same.
post breakup
Yeah, like
that post breakup time frame.
yeah, and so it's like, oh, okay, we broke up, but we got back together. Yes, I did fuck another nigga in between that time, but never on some like I have never cheated in just like a happy relationship. Like, oh, everything is good, but I just want some extra dick on the
I
side.
mean,
Never.
that would be. I don't even want to use a red. That it would be an issue though if you was just you were just cheating in happy relationships. Like,
Niggas be cheating in relationships that I won't say happy relationships, but niggas be cheating in relationships that they have no intention on getting out of.
oh
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's like if you're cheating, then obviously there's a disconnect and you're not happy in
yeah.
some way, shape, or
I do
form.
think there's a
But
difference. I think women cheat to leave and niggas cheat to fuck.
Yeah, they cheat to fuck. They cheat for
Yeah, so
fun.
I feel
It's,
that.
so it's a difference. But no, I've never, just been in a relationship and, some shit get hard and it's like, I'm about to go fuck somebody else. Never.
Okay.
That's just some real. But my lies do go, the lies probably still hurt to an extent, especially when I get caught in them.
Yeah, you
Like,
out here being a smooth criminal. Just,
the shit was so fucking crazy how it came back to him. I'm like, dog, I wasn't even mad at her. I wasn't even mad at her. I'm like, the universe fucking aligned for this nigga to find out. And that's just some divine shit at that point. Like, I'm not mad at anybody. I'm actually relieved now that he
I
know.
mean,
But
that's yeah.
it just, what made me feel what made me really feel bad was because, like I'm very spiritual and I'm very into, like I believe in the law of attraction and I believe that your thoughts create your reality. And I think for him, like I was like trying to get him into like meditation and the manifesting and doing that type of stuff. And so I kind of get him into doing this stuff and this nigga manifested the truth on my ass. And I'm just like, yo, that shit is
And
wild. But I
I
felt like
wonder if it fucked that up because he ain't gonna be able to have that same relation. He's not gonna have the relationship he probably would have had with dude if he never
I
knew.
think it's well,
Versus,
they're still like
yeah,
neighbors. So
but I'm
I
saying,
think it's still awkward.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's now awkward,
mm-hmm.
when they see each other because it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, nigga, you fucked my girl, even though it was years ago. But just like we said on episode one, don't no nigga want to be in the same room as another nigga who fucked his wife or his
nah,
girlfriend or had any type of sexual
nah,
interaction. So.
yeah.
I felt guilty because I felt like I was like throwing his intuition off, and I just that is that to me is like, that's just not fair. Like you felt this way, and I'm making you second guess what you internally feel like is right. And so yeah, so I was actually relieved that he found out because I'm like, now he knows to like really like if you feel something is off, then more than likely it is. So um, but yeah, my exes collectively they would be like, yeah, she lies, she lies. I hate I'm saying this out loud. I do,
It's okay. You know, we're all here
but
for you. It's
hug.
so do
Yeah.
besides the slight falsehoods. What else? What are your relationship goals? I guess that's because that's
My
what I've been
relationship
asking
goals.
people on my friends on Facebook or whoever would happen to
Like, what's your
reply to.
relationship?
Yeah, like because I'm sure there are some common goals, but then I'm sure there's like certain goals that just relate to you.
Hmm.
But what would you consider your relationship goals? As you're the single one of this duo.
So I definitely want somebody who is at the very least, at the very least, as financially stable as I am. So
Good luck,
you definitely
fellas.
have,
She out here
you
balling.
definitely chill out. He definitely got to come put together. I'm about to be 35. I mean, just the bare minimum. I mean, your own place, your own car, doing something like these are just like the basics. Like these are just basics. Doing something, that you love, whatever, whatever. But really, I'm just looking for somebody who is emotionally available, have some type of emotional intelligence. What I have noticed about just a lot of men is that they just really don't possess that emotional intelligence. Like it's hard to have a conversation with some, I'm gonna just say black men because that's all I deal with. I don't deal with the others. So black men just really seem to have communication problems. Probably black people in general, for sure. Women too. But I think it's I don't know. It's difficult to find somebody who's just emotionally mature and can really converse about how they're feeling instead of acting out or, doing some fuck shit. Like, oh, I just did this because I was upset or I was feeling some type of way. Like, nigga, you couldn't come and talk about it. So somebody who's like very in tune with like their
So do
emotions.
you think that's because of them, or you think that's kind of how society kind of tells us to be? Because
I don't give people passes because you a motherfucker know when they got some work to do on themselves. Like I am going through this whole spiritual journey because I'm like, oh, there's some shit about me I need to change.
but
Like
do people know? I feel like a lot of self awareness is key, and I feel like a lot of people ain't self aware. Like I feel like
if you keep fucking up relationships or you can't like keep a job or you can't, if stuff is like constantly going wrong for you, oh nigga, you the common
yeah,
denominator.
I
Like you
mean
need to know that it's yourself.
yeah, people. I feel like a lot of people don't. They don't take a step back and get the balcony view of things. They're living in that moment, so they don't really see it. But yeah, yeah, I agree with
Do you think that they don't know, or do you think that they just ignore it and it's like, I just am who I am?
you. So I think that it is a combination. It's a combination
Okay.
of some some really don't. Like they literally aren't even they think it's everybody else's issue but their own. And
That's
um
unfortunate.
I don't know what it would take for them to realize. Usually it takes you to get knocked all the fuck way down to realize
Right.
that maybe you are a bit of the problem. um
Mm,
I
right.
think after, honestly, for me, back in my single days, it took a little bit to realize that though though it was actions, from my significant others of why we broke up, I never per se was the reason we broke up. I enabled a lot of shit, and that
Hmm.
was my issue. And it took a lot for me to get there. I feel like I used to, I don't say play victim, but I would try to, I would blame the shortcomings of the relationship on them, but I played my part too. And my part was enabling them or pushing for something that just wasn't meant to be. Like, clearly
Hmm.
we weren't meant to be together, but I was trying to hold on. And
Yeah.
I would rationalize it a lot of times as I want to put my all into it. So if it didn't work, I could
You
still,
could say at
yeah, I
least you
tried. Yeah.
tried, you did everything you
Yeah.
could.
But,
That'd be some bullshit.
but in certain situations, it was obvious. And like if I see my friend doing that, I could easily say it like, look, nigga, clearly it's not gonna work. You trying for
Right.
what reason?
Retrospect be a motherfucker, don't it? Or outside looking in?
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And I think I did that a lot with my, I'm over here about to spill some tea. But with
Nice.
my
I
with
love
my
it.
last relationship, I don't even know if she's gonna watch this or not, but oh well. So I remember it was a post us breaking up. It was around the time when I was first dating my wife and everything like that. Um, we spoke via social media, and she apologized for, I guess, how shit that went wrong and bad in our relationship, and just how shit rocked out. But after, since it had been so long, it wasn't as, I guess, it wasn't as fresh. So I was able to see, like, look, honestly, it wasn't just you. You told me in so many words that you weren't trying to be with me. You weren't ready to be with me. a part of you didn't want to be with me, and I was trying to hold on to it so much. I was trying so hard to make it work, and I have a line in one of my songs where I said I was trying to fix something that wanted to be broken, which it was she wasn't ready to be what I wanted in a relationship.
Mhm.
And I felt like I was trying to stay around and get her to be that, but it just wasn't going to happen.
Mhm.
And
Right.
I blame that on
Right.
me. Like it's multiple times where I should have I should have stuck to us not talking anymore. Like it was we would have a lot of breakups to makeups, not even makeups, but just okay, I'm done talking to you. Have a nice, you know how you be dramatic. Have a nice life, all the other shit, and then 2 days go
Triggering for you
by,
right
and
now.
she texts back, "I miss you," whatever, and then you get
Mhm.
sentimental, and then y'all start talking again. And a lot of times, I should have stood my ground. I shouldn't have hoped that something was going to change. Actually, how I feel like I actually got to the point to where I stepped away was when I asked myself. I had to had to have a retrospect. I had to ask myself,
Mhm.
could could I honestly trust her in my eyes? If she just up and decided that she was going to be everything I wanted, could I actually trust her? And my answer was no. I I couldn't. And
Mhm.
it took a lot for me to get there. And I feel like I enabled a lot in the relationship, and in past relationships. I feel like I enabled a lot, or I would let shit pass because I wanted it to work so bad.
Of
And
course.
that was my
Waiting
downfall.
around for it to
Yeah,
change or for that person to be the potential,
yeah,
that you see.
and that was my downfall.
Mhm.
And I feel bad because I I used to play mind games a bit too, so I would make people feel super guilty about certain shit. Like especially
Oh, you
exes.
manipulative bastard.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
I feel bad about that. That's one thing I wouldn't do anymore. But I used to kind of get off on the whole mind games of it just
Yeah.
because um I was good at it. I was I was good at it,
Oh, you're a
and
psycho. Okay.
oh,
I'm learning more and more about you. Like, this is interesting.
see, I like that. That's the dynamic. I like we're social media friends and associates. We don't know each other like that. So,
Right, exactly.
but
Y'all, we really don't know each other.
no, we've
Like, for real.
had one class that we actually talked in, and probably talked a couple times on the bus. That's it.
Yeah.
And then
Damn, I forgot about the bus
yeah, that was honestly the only reason we started talking because we took the bus.
on the
I know
shuttle.
I didn't have a.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't let me bring my car up there at the beginning. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we both took the bus to. It was me, you, and my roommate. We both took the bus to the COB.
Who was your roommate?
My boy Shane.
Shane.
Yeah,
Shane, is he light
dark
skinned?
skin. Well, brown skin. I'll say. Maybe if you've seen a picture, but
Doesn't ring a
you
bell.
didn't really. I think I happened to talk to you more, and then I like sat behind you, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times I would be halfway paying attention, and I would ask you what we doing or something. But
Right.
yeah,
I was so bored in them business classes. I was like, oh
yeah.
wow, this is
Um,
wow, college is a fluke. But
but yeah, I would kind of get off, and I don't know. That was kind of my get on though. I used to I used to like to I would get girls to like me because I would find out kind of what they like and play the role a little bit. It's a little crazy, a little
Wow.
crazy. Just,
You are like, yeah, you're like,
I mean,
who am I trying to compare you to? Somebody crazy like Joe off of you.
not look.
Like,
You got
like,
to understand though. It wasn't like how it's popping now. This whole big thing. It was a hindrance. Girls didn't love the teddy bear like that, so I had to get in where I fit in sometimes. And
y'all popping
oh
now,
yeah,
especially in the wintertime.
Poppington. But
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
in the beginning, I gotta throw in the charm. You get a girl to
Right.
laugh, and you can slide in if you throw in the charm enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would do that. But then I also I don't want any. Oh well. Also, I do feel like with a lot of my previous relationship, I was kind of, I don't want to really say more intelligent than them, but I could kind of, I could,
It's
I
okay.
could
You
kind
were
of trick.
smarter than them.
Yeah,
Dang, I
I
was
could
about to
kind of
call them
trick
hoes.
them in
Yeah.
certain things where they couldn't play that on me,
Yeah.
but it didn't matter because then
That is some manipulative shit.
when but see it all came to a head when I would be all in love and hurt and
Hmm.
shit and emotional when shit is going horrible or I get cheated on or like nigga
Right.
would
It's like you kind of brought this on to yourself at this
nigga
point.
would be
So
hurt. I my friends would my friends all joke and say I was Drake before Drake. Like I nigga was emotional. Nigga was a little bit sensitive in them days.
no, that's it's. I mean, yeah. When you look back on it, it's like okay, like I see
Yeah.
where. See, you've been off the game for so long. Like I'm telling you, I don't even think I get hurt anymore. Honestly, like I think I'm so like even like with this breakup, like I was just like, okay, whatever. Like I have just been in so many situations where it didn't work out. I have like an icebox where my heart used to be, so to speak. But not like, I'm a cold-hearted person. Like when I love, I love. Like, I'm like very much into you. That's it. But once we break up, I'm just like, the best way to get over your ex is to move on to your next. So,
See, a lot of
I don't really mourn. I don't really mourn these niggas no more
see. I
at
wish I
all.
had that though. I remember. I wish I had.
If you would have kept dating, you probably would have it. Like if you were single, you probably would have it now.
I don't know. Maybe. I feel like I would go through stints of trying to develop that skin, but it really wasn't me. It's been multiple times, afterwards. I'm like, fuck these hoes, I'm gonna do it, but Nick, it's not me. I'm
Yeah.
trying to juggle multiple girls, and
Teddy Bear Dev. I
it
got
wasn't me. So I was
you.
like,
Yeah.
and that was another self reflection I had to do. Like, look, I get that some niggas. I just got to honestly before I found my way, I was at the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just meant to be single, and I haven't
Which is crazy because you were so young thinking this.
right,
Like you were so young.
right.
Like you had so much time
But see,
still.
it didn't feel like it don't be feeling like that then. Like you be
Yeah.
thinking, oh, this shit over with. I ain't found nobody. I'm 26. I ain't found nobody. Da, 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 da. And
That is
I'm
crazy.
like,
Cause that's so you when I think about 26, I'm like, damn, that was yeah, 8 years ago. Like and I still feel very young. Like I still feel like I have time.
yeah.
Like I don't feel
I
rushed
mean,
to do anything.
now and then that's also looking at everybody else, seeing where everybody else is. Yeah, yeah, you definitely got time. Shit.
You said seeing wherever. Like, look at these peasants out here trying to navigate the
I'm
dating
just
world
saying
and they're
because
dirty peasants.
I thought at 27, I'm like, okay. I just found somebody, and I thought everybody was going to find, because when I was single, everybody, it was weird. When I was single, all my friends was in relationships.
Everybody was in
Yeah, so
relationships.
I'm feeling
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm fucked up out here. Like I'm the odd one out. And it was like
Mm,
serious relationships. But then also on the other hand, I had a lot of serious relationships earlier in my life
in
when my
life.
friends were single.
Yeah.
So I had kind of worked through a lot of that. But yeah, I remember thinking like I used to have a plan, and I had in my head, oh, I'm gonna be married, had by 27, have my first kid, da, da, da. And then look
Hmm.
up, I'm at 26, and I I just got out of a relationship that I was over here fucked up off of. Like I was hurt trying to figure shit
Mm.
out, and I was done. Like I don't
I
think
think
I don't think if it was anybody else besides my wife, I don't even think it would have went anywhere. The only reason it went somewhere because she was my friend. I was like, fuck it.
yeah, y'all already had
Yeah,
a
we
friendship. Yeah.
we had history. If we didn't have that history, I don't know where that shit would have
Yeah, because it's ghetto out here finding brand new people. Like the last two people that I dated seriously are people that I had like some type of history with before. Like we were friends, or like I knew them in some other capacity. My ex, before my most recent ex, he went to Eastern, but I didn't even know him at Eastern. Like I think we both lived in Peninsular Place,
Oh,
and
just
we
for those who
may
don't know, Eastern is our college. That's the college we went to.
yeah, Eastern Michigan
Yes,
University.
yes.
And we went to the same college, but I didn't know him until he moved to Atlanta.
Hmm.
But like we had like common friends, and so I mean, me and him weren't friends, but we just it was like the familiarity of it. Like he's from the same place that I'm from, and you know, so. But yeah, I think for me, I don't feel out of place being single or like not having kids, because my immediate girl group, like all of us are single. Like my immediate girl group right now, only one of us has kids. And I wouldn't like I've been making like a lot of women friends lately. So like I have kind of one girl that I hang out with, and then I have like a group of other girls that I hang out with, and my one girlfriend, the one that I went out with last night when you talk about the fancy food, that's my friend who
I want
has
y'all to see her Instagram because she had a fancy ass feast.
oh my god,
It's
just
fancy to the motherfucker.
make sure you have a smoked old fashioned. It'll change your
See,
life.
smoked
It
over.
was
They
it
was
was
over here
amazing.
lighting it with a torch and shit. Fancy as fuck.
Yeah, well, it had like wood chips and shit at the top. It was the best alcoholic beverage I've ever had in my life. But so she's the only one, but everybody else is just single. I told you one of my friends is just she's a professional. Well, she's getting into being a professional hoe. Like that's how she wants to make her money, and I'm just like, okay, sis, as long as you stay, whatever, I'm a root show hoe activities, I'm a root for you on the side. But yeah, everybody is just, I don't feel pressured, I guess I'll say. Like, even though I see a lot of people my age getting married, having kids, and I do want to get married and have kids, but I don't really feel the pressure, even though, like, even my dad never said shit like this to me, and it threw me off when he said it because he's like, "Oh yeah, you getting up there, girl? You want to have some kids?" And I'm like, literally everybody in my family has said that and have been saying that for years, and that was the first time my dad
Man,
said that, and I was like,
you know
Lester,
how much I hear we hear that. I've had to put
oh,
people
being
in
a married couple, of course,
once the kids come and like, look, I've had to put people in check. Like, look, you really starting to get on my wife's nerves. Like you can't
yeah,
you can't keep asking that shit. Like, look, it's gonna happen when it
because it's
happens.
like, yeah, it's like you don't know what the fuck people got going on,
Right.
or it could not even be anything serious. It could just be like one of my friends, he's been married for I want to say like 7 or 8 years, and they just had their first kid. They're like maybe a year younger, than me.
Mm,
But yeah, they just had their first kid. So I know people were just like, "Oh my God, when?" And I'm like, damn, people really need to mind their own fucking
yeah.
business. Like, yeah, like my somebody asked me, it was an adult, but it was an older adult that, see, I said an adult like I'm not an adult. It was like an older adult, like my parents' age. And I can't remember where I was, but they're like, oh, why you don't have any kids? And I was like, because I don't. Like, what, what kind of question? Bitch, what if I didn't have
Right.
ovaries? Like, is that what you want me to
Yeah. I
tell
mean,
you?
it
Bitch, I don't
it
have a
is a fucked
uterus.
up question to
Like,
ask, but I know that's just it's just people are used to asking that.
just instinct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're a woman. You're 35 or about to be, I'll be 35 next month. You're a woman at this age. You're unmarried. You don't have kids. What's wrong with you? Like, I'm a defected ass, like, toy or something. Like, what's the problem? Of life. I'm just chilling. Like, I'm having a good time, going
What she
out to dinner,
saying?
having my fancy.
Saying your girl's say alive. You're just living life. Isn't that
Well,
what she
yeah, I'm
says?
just.
She's just living
Wait,
life.
who you?
Doesn't
Who
Kim
said that?
Kardashian? She just be talking about she just be living life. Her and what's the other one? Not Chloe, Courtney. There you go. They say they're just living life.
Probably. Yeah, like just. I'll just be going wherever the wind blows
All
me.
the
I just
places. I'd be
go.
jealous looking at your shit.
I go. What all the
You be
stuff? I mean,
traveling.
I just be trying to, man, I just really want to live a life that I can really say that I enjoy. Like a lot of stuff that I do don't even make it to social media because I don't want to feel like I'm like bragging about like, my life or
Nah, I feel
whatever.
you.
Like I,
But you, I mean, but
yeah,
you got it. Hey, brag a little bit. Oh well, that's
I do. But like my car and stuff that I just bought, nobody will never see it. It's not ever gonna be posted on social media. I just got a really nice car too.
you you
But
gonna lightweight post back. I'm sure it's gonna be a little boomerang story, and then you gonna see that
yeah,
emblem. Niggas be like, oh, okay, okay.
yeah. No, I might do a little something, but people, they get, and I don't knock people for doing this. Matter of fact, I might actually post it because just the fact that it's getting delivered, I just think that'd be some bossy shit to just be
Do it.
like,
I mean,
oh, cars getting delivered
do
today.
it, do it. But
So
I feel you.
maybe, but
When
but yeah. So
I didn't
I
post,
just I
I ain't post certain shit too. Like when I remember when I got my truck, I just pulled up on niggas. Just you
right,
got a
like
truck now?
see it in person.
Like it was nothing. Just and I was over there geeked as fuck. But yeah, I
Yeah,
feel you. I feel you.
yeah. But all right. So where did we leave off at? I have like some notes, but I feel like we have touched on it pretty
I
much
mean, we going through
everything.
a lot of things. I was going to bring up who did it? Let me pull up this shit. So uh, on Facebook, I asked. I said, for those that aren't married, are your relationship goals realistic? And if so, list them. Because I know people are just going to say, "Yeah, my relationship goals are realistic,"
Right.
but list them to actually really see if they're uh, realistic.
Realistic,
And
yeah.
I think a lot of them did list realistic ones, but I feel like a lot of people also didn't feel that any of their goals were unrealistic. And I did have a couple people who admitted, like, look, I know I got some unrealistic ones, but I have some realistic ones too.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them touched on the whole communication thing. What this one says? They want to have love, care, and respect. Fuck with me the same way
Mm-hmm.
I fuck with them. Like I get that. Um, but then also I got people in my inbox that said some of the things, and I'm like, but you don't do that, right?
Yeah. I guess the question would be, like who determines if it's realistic or not? Like we're asking somebody else, like, are your goals realistic?
I mean,
And it's
so yeah,
like,
I actually got into, well, I'm not gonna say argument, got into a debate. She was like, "Why are you goals are dreams?" I'm like, I'm not going. You can't say that. I get it. Some goals, I guess, technically are dreams. Some dreams are achievable, and some dreams aren't. I mean,
oh, you think some dreams aren't
yeah, being
achievable?
realistic, yes, I do.
Okay,
Um,
that's fair.
for
Yeah,
example,
because
I guess let me think of the for little person wanted to say I want to be the best basketball player in the world. Realistically,
yeah,
that's probably not going to happen.
like you could probably play
You could probably
basketball,
play
but
basketball,
are
play it
you
well.
going to be better? Are you going to be better than LeBron? More than likely
No,
not.
like I think I feel like that's one thing. I don't want to say we need to teach our kids to just knock them down. You can't be whatever the fuck you want to be, but
Yeah,
you got to be realistic in certain things. You Some things just may not be achievable
just
for
feasible.
you,
Yeah, in general.
or it may be
Yeah,
super hard that it it wouldn't even be worth the time of trying to do. Like
facts.
so,
That I definitely I agree with. Um, I think like I was saying, like uh, men and women, like they approach relationships differently, and they, certain things are more important to women that may not necessarily be important to men. But I don't know. I think I'm still sticking with the idea that women probably have more unrealistic expectations. Uh, just because, like, when you think about men, like the whole Sierra thing, did we talk about this last week
we,
on
we were
on the
talking
podcast?
about Sierra and Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
like, yeah, like how, there's no men's prayer, like how there's like the Sierra prayer. Like every bitch want to wrestle now, but
But
it's never niggas like I want to
see,
Sierra. Like what was
that's my
Russell's
thing.
prayer?
Do they really want to wrestle? Like, or are they just saying
Do
that?
women really want to
Do they
wrestle?
really want to wrestle, or are they just saying that? Because I used to hear it all the time. Oh, I want a good dude, this and that. But then they come across a good dude and they don't want shit to do with the nigga. Nigga born he
See,
boring. All this other shit.
here's the thing. Here's the thing about Russell specifically, like that men leave out is the money. Like he's
Yeah,
rich. So yeah, to have a rich nigga that's
but
like, oh, he's rich, he's successful, and he's very sweet, he's very tapped into his,
he's off.
blah blah
He's also a
blah.
little
Like,
corny. Let's
why is he corny though?
he's just a little corny. Yeah, just a little bit, with the.
Two reasons why he corny.
I mean, him,
Solid
him.
reasons why he
I
corny.
mean, how
Solid reasons, or you hating?
no, how like I feel like just how the Hawaiian shirt, how he dresses a little corny. I mean,
Listen, if you seen my ex, I'm trying to think how I want to describe him in case he end up watching this shit. He definitely gives you Atlanta hood nigga. We went to the Virgin Islands in the summertime and I was like floral. Like you're doing floral. Like you are doing floral.
I get it, but
So
that nigga Russell floor all the time, damn near.
I mean, if we lived in the Virgin Islands, my ex would have been he would have been in floral all the time too. That was like a requirement. I'm like, you have to get floral shirt. He got floral shorts too. It was cute. But yeah, I don't think floral is corny. Why is that corny?
I mean, look, it's.
That's not a good. That's not you 0 for 2 at this point because that was not a solid reason.
I don't. I just don't.
Y'all call him corny because he's like very in tune with his emotions publicly for his woman, and most
I'm
niggas
very
are
in
not.
tune with my emotions publicly, but
I don't. I don't think I ever seen you.
what?
Let me go to your social media right now
What?
because I feel like I have
The
never seen you be like that.
Go
I just
the
don't believe it.
you want to see how in tune I used to doubt on my wife, and she didn't even have Instagram. I'm over here posting her. She didn't have Instagram, so it wasn't for her to even see.
You said she doesn't
Now
have
she does.
Instagram?
She one of those. She just got an Instagram this year, like over the summer. I think
Well, let me
she
see.
posted her first little baddie post, and I remember it popped up on my social media. I'm like, wait, who is? I'm like, oh wait, hold on, that's who I'm sitting next to. I'm like, I ain't never seen her post one of these little baddie boomerang stories.
Yeah, so you post, but I get it because y'all were friends first, but you don't post nothing like how Russell posts
I
about
mean,
Sierra, and that's why niggas think he's corny because he's very open emotionally with how he feels about his wife, and most men are not like that publicly on a public platform, and that's okay. But does that make him corny
no, I don't know. It's I guess corny isn't the right word. You're right, but I don't. It's
though?
some.
I just wanted you to know that you was hating. That's
I'm not
all.
hating. No, I can appreciate. I mean, I can appreciate. It's nothing wrong with a man loving his woman. Period. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right,
Um,
out loud,
it's
like how he
it's
does it.
I don't know what it is though. It's something that's just I don't know. Maybe he's just goofy to me. Um, it's it's something about him that's not cool per se.
Okay.
Like he's he seems like the goofy nigga. Like I I don't think a lot of women would actually want the Russell type, but want to do things kind of like him. They want to do that's going to openly love him like that. But if they got Russell, like if you acted just like him, they probably would think he was goofy. Like I I personally think that I personally hear a lot of women who say, you say they want a good guy or a guy that's this and that, and then they get him and they say, oh, he's boring, or be like, well, why don't you talk to this dude? This dude really likes you, and he was, oh well, it's just something about him, and then
Because bitches want a nigga with some pizzazz. Have some goddamn some
okay,
humor.
that's what.
Some dudes just literally be boring. They be boring. You know what I learned about myself? This is what I learned about me this year. Because like like me and my ex, we've just been like real breakup to makeups like on and off for the last year. So like at the beginning of last year we were like more off, like I was like kind of dating somebody in between, blah blah blah, whatever. And so this one guy that is like, oh my god, he's like my type perfectly on paper, like physically. Well, he was kind of out of shape, but I could work with him on that because I am kind of, when it comes to like fitness and stuff like that, that stuff is important, and like, just staying in shape. I was willing to bypass that. Like he's just like hella successful in his field. Like he is an entrepreneur. He runs several different businesses. Like he makes and has way more money than me. So I'm like, oh, I like you even more now because you have your finances together and you're smart and you're intelligent. Like anybody who can just like start their own business and just really just build, and they just figuring shit out. That is just really a turn on for me. So I really like people who can just who move like that, and can just like he just up and decided like, yeah, I want to move out of state, and then he just did it like 2 weeks later. Like he's just anyway, dude is my type on paper. So we
Obviously,
went out a couple of times. We went out a couple of times, and I'm like, this nigga don't have no personality. He don't have no personality. He's not funny. He's not fun. Like I could be living rent free right now. Like I could be just he was just so perfect on paper, but the nigga was so boring, Dev. It was like I don't even like I have to get drunk on this date. Like I have to get intoxicated because I'm gonna go sleep. I'm not gonna have fun. But yeah, so it's like I think women do want the Russells, but a lot of men really don't be having no personality and they be wondering why women be so uninterested is because you are boring and you don't have a personality. And that to me is corny. Russell Wilson seems like at least he gonna crack some dad jokes or some goofy shit.
Yeah,
Like,
he's definitely going to crack a dad joke, multiple.
yeah, those, yeah, that shows some personality. Like, I can take the
Okay,
dad joke, but this dude was just like, he was just such a bore. I'm like, we're not even gonna get to the sex part because that might have would have like pulled me in a little bit more. But I'm like, I
I
can't even
don't
get
think
there
so. I
with
feel
him.
like
They just
he
too.
wouldn't keep your attention.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we still cool, but
But see, I feel like that's what it is with a lot of women and good dudes. Good dudes, they're they're not going to keep a woman's attention. I mean,
hmm
it's there a lot of times, and I feel like I used to be in that category. You would be kind of too good to a fault,
hmm
and where it would be a little bland, even though part of that shit is I don't like using. There needs to be another word for toxic that means toxic,
I know. We both agreed that that word is
but
trash.
it's also kind of that um because I remember with one of my exes, we got into an argument about how we never got into an argument, and I'm just like,
Now that's just stupid.
but because she looked at what she looked at from arguing was that I had a passion about her. And I just, to me, I'm just like, why does it take that to show that I have a passion about?
That you have
Yeah, like
passion.
I'm doing things for you. I like you. I care. But why does it take me having to get mad or get jealous or some shit about some little shit you told me or said? Why does
You
it
know
take
what I
that?
learned? You know what I learned about people like that? I learned that people like that have literally grown up in dysfunction or been a part of dysfunction for their entire
Yeah, and they're
lives.
used to it.
So not living in dysfunction is just completely out of the norm. Like they survive in that environment. So when you give them something that is normal and safe and secure, it's like, oh no, let me hit the fuck it up button real
Oh
quick
yes.
because I just don't even know what it's like to even live in harmony. And that shit is fucking
Yeah,
sick.
people love to self sabotage, but yeah,
Yeah.
and like when I look at or hear what some people when they talk about their relationship goes, I know some people who hey you found that, but then you fucked it up because I don't know if it was you felt deep down that you didn't deserve it or
I think that's what it be a lot of the times.
yeah I don't know but I know a lot of people like that. So it's
Yeah,
really
it's
it's
wild.
really weird when hear certain people because certain people I know I'm not saying names, but they are not the goals they're looking for, and I feel like
Are these people women?
they're more so women. They're definitely more so women. Um, it's weird because men's goals. First off, you're gonna have to find a man that really wants to be in a relationship. Um,
Right.
but
Because a
men's,
lot of these niggas be for the
yeah,
streets
I mean,
and they want to
I
stay
feel
there.
it. But see, that's the thing. I never wanted to be the 40-year-old in the club. So,
hmm Yeah,
but it,
that's because that's what's really corny, actually.
I mean, it happens. It happens popping bottles in the club and you 40 or pushing 40. Um,
Yeah, I don't want that.
but yeah, I think of relationship go like I honestly out of I guess the I got about what 10 responses out of 10 responses, one was a guy. And,
Yeah, because niggas don't care.
nah,
Niggas do not care. I think niggas will probably uh
but also
no, I wouldn't say that. I was gonna say niggas would probably drop their standards a little bit more than women would, but
I think so. I think so. I
yeah,
I think niggas are willing to roll with shit more than women are.
more so than
Yeah,
women. I agree. I agree. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because so like well, this kind of doesn't relate. But anyway, so I've been like online dating or whatever. And
I
it was
we
so
have to have an episode that is just recaps
of
your
like dates and
your
stuff.
online dating experience. We have to have an episode. But yeah, continue what you're
Maybe
saying.
we could talk about it Sunday because I've like ghosted two people already. Like, oh, you gave me creep vibes on this date. I'm not talking to you anymore. But yeah, so like just going down like the list of like the likes that I get or the people that I matched with. I was when I was at home, I was going through the list with my mom and we were just like kind of going through like the guys and I'm like, she's like, oh, this one is nice. I'm like, no. She's like, well, what's wrong with him? Like, he's got this, he's tall, da da da. I was like, I don't know. I just don't like the way he looks without his sunglasses on. Dudes be on social media hat fishing. They be hat fishing and they be sunglasses fishing. And so I
I've
seen the
heard the
picture.
hat fishing. I've never heard the sunglass fishing.
Oh, dude, they be sunglass fishing too, for sure. So take off that hat and them sunglasses, it's a whole new person. You don't even look like that for real. But I was just being so picky and like just nitpicky with the smallest of things. And I don't know, my mom was probably looking at me like my child gonna be single forever. But like there were just like certain physical aspects that I'm just like, nah, next. But I feel like with guys, like guys probably aren't as nitpicky with certain
We're
stuff.
not. You want to hear one thing that I've made an observation on. At least I've never seen, but I've noticed that men we'll start liking a girl just because we find out a girl likes us, and I've never seen that with a girl like wholeheartedly like start liking a dude because she found out he liked her 1st. But
um,
dudes do that all the time. If he found out a girl he wasn't even checking for, he found out she like him, and then he'll start liking her. And I know
my college boyfriend told me that he actually told me that he was like, yeah, like I knew you liked me, and so he was like, but I like he had a girlfriend. He was like, I really wasn't checking for you at all. He was like, but then we were just around each other a lot, and then I just started liking you, and I was like, so I liked you first, like how ghetto. But yeah, so he did tell me like, yeah, I started liking you later,
yeah, I
but
mean
I didn't like you when you liked me, and I was like,
because but also
oh,
niggas be well he knew he like niggas be oblivious to shit though too. Like
mm-hmm,
niggas like I mean and I play victim to that too. Like I've been oblivious. Like if you like me, say so. Because I can't. A lot of times I could never tell. Like oh
yeah,
you liked me. Like nigga, why don't you say some shit? Prime example,
right,
my wife. I remember started when we first were friends. I was trying to get on hard. Like when I
mm-hmm,
first met her, we was at the water park. Um, so me and my wife met at uh, if you're from Detroit, Chandler Park Family Aquatic Center. It's,
oh really?
a water park in smack
Y'all
dab
didn't
in the
meet at
middle of the
Easter?
hood. No, we met. We met at
Oh.
work at the water park, and then we found
Mm.
out we both went to Eastern. Honestly, so many people at Chandler
Oh.
Park went to Eastern. It was kind of crazy, but yeah, we found out we went to Eastern together. Um, it was my think it was my June. Yeah, it was my third year and her second year. Yeah, because she wasn't a freshman.
Mm.
But found out, and then I used to invite her to. We used to throw hella parties in Peninsula, so I used to invite her to the parties and kick it. And I remember I was trying to get on tough, and she ain't want nothing to do. She thought I was one of those typical light skinned. She says she thought I was one of those light skinned dudes. First off, I don't even never consider myself anything pretty because it's never. It's just,
Yeah, but light skinned dudes, y'all got that reputation
yeah,
though.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I was just, she
y'all
was
do.
like, and
You can't
I
escape it.
thought you had hoes. Like, really didn't, but okay. Um, but come down
We
to
think
it,
that about all men. Like all niggas got hoes. Let us know it.
yeah, a lot of times we really don't. I mean, sometimes we do, but we probably are holeless
Right.
more times than we are hopeful. So, um,
Hopeful.
yeah.
I love that. I
Um,
want to use that.
but I was trying to get on tough. She friend zoned the nigga. Was like, she hit me with that. I don't want to mess up the friendship. Like, hit me. He really hit me
Hmm.
with that. And so
It be like that sometimes.
I was like, all right, fuck it. All right, cool. Um, went on years. We was friends or whatever. But then I guess it got to a point to where she started feeling me too. No
Hmm.
idea. Oblivious. Then it all come
But because she wasn't obvious with it, like in the beginning.
no. And then and since I already was rejected and friend zoned, I kind of was just like, oh, okay, well, we just friends. And
Yeah, you was over
and
it.
yeah, and I have so many woman friends that I am, just like I don't want to say strictly platonic. I mean, because it is like that. I wouldn't mess with them, but I do admit I am a natural flirt, kinda. I don't know.
Hmm.
I always say crazy shit, even if it's my friend. So I always put out there like, look, I get we friends, like that, but I, I still fuck with hoes. But um,
Hmm. How subtle.
so she, uh, it was my birthday, and her whole plan was to come. She got all dialed up, came to my birthday looking good, and
Mm.
she comes over, and I'm over here introducing her to my new girlfriend,
Aw.
and I had no idea. And so
That she was even into you
yeah,
like
so
that.
fast forward. I,
Yeah.
I hope wifey don't kill me for telling this story, but oh well,
Oh
we're in
shit. Yes.
we're
More
in it
tea.
we're in
More
it
tea.
we're in it together.
More
We're
tea.
in it
We
together
love the piping
forever.
hot tea.
So fast forward to that night, because she came to the party late, and it was at a club. I told you I hate clubs, but it happened to be
Hmm.
at a club. And so we were about to leave. I was about to leave because I'm trying to get it popping. It's my fucking birthday. I'm trying to
Of
lay up
course.
in something. So,
Right.
um,
Y'all so savage the way y'all talk about it. Lord, lay up in something. Jesus
I
Christ.
mean,
I'm
it
sorry,
was
go
my
ahead.
girlfriend though.
I don't know.
But so I was like, in my head, I'm like, okay, this is my nigga. I do want to kick it with her. So after I drop Shorty off, I'm a pull up. So, and I
Hmm.
used to always pull up on her like late as hell. We was friends. It was nothing. So,
Right.
dropped Shorty off, and then pulled up, and she was drunk. from the party, and I get there, she cut the fuck into me, and I'm like, what the fuck is
Mm.
what is this? What is this?
And you wasn't expecting none of that shit,
No,
huh?
and then on top of that,
No.
her her roommate. That's a whole nother story because her roommate was on. I look back on shit. Her roommate was on some really like shisty shit. Her roommate knew that I liked her for the longest, and
Hmm.
she would kind of play sleep. I don't know if it was because her roommate liked me or whatever, but she would play sleep about it. So I would like trying to get the inside, and at that point, when she first saw me, I was like, okay, whatever. So when I went in, she cutting me and her roommate just sitting over there. I'm looking at her like, nigga, like, why didn't you tell me? Like, you knew how I felt. Why didn't you say anything? So she cut into me, pretty much told me I got all dialed up, blah, 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 and you over here inducing me to this other chick. I'm like, so it was, but granted, on her behalf though, she was drunk. She called the next day, apologized profusely, because that's not her, that's not her character. But just
Right. That's a one off.
the obliviousness, whatever. I was oblivious,
Oblivion.
obliviousness,
Yeah.
I was oblivious to the fact
Yeah.
that she was even feeling me, like, and I feel like a lot
Hmm.
of a lot of niggas are like that. We don't know when girls be liking us.
Which is so crazy. Like I have that. Well, I don't know. I guess I just have that radar. I have that radar. Like I know when somebody is into me and they're not,
I mean, but I feel like girls know
just
when niggas like them. I mean, girls
yeah.
also probably assume most niggas like them anyway. I mean, and then the truth is probably if you're attractive, most niggas do
I
like
was
you.
about to.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, a lot of guys have liked me in the past. So
yeah, so I mean,
sometimes I just assume it. Like
but see, that's
yeah, like you didn't even necessarily have to show that you did. I
yeah.
just, the way that you act around me, dudes just get so retarded. They get so stupid sometimes, like just real goofy, real like you can tell like they're uncomfortable like around certain women.
Yeah, and but see,
Yeah.
that's what say it goes in hand where niggas will start liking you because okay, it really like niggas will just like I got a chance. All right, well let me start fucking with her. Let me start liking her. I don't I don't
Right.
see I don't see girls
Yeah.
that do that shit. I mean, I'm sure that I guess
Yeah.
there's outliers, but yeah,
Yeah.
I
No.
don't I don't. I'm trying to think. Did I have
So
any other posts?
yeah, what else did the people say?
Um, I had somebody said her goals are realistic because I don't have any. She said,
Wait, who said? So you said is this a
"Yeah,
female saying
yeah."
this?
She said, "My goals, my relationship goals are realistic because I don't have any anymore." She's like, I
Oh,
don't think I'm even meant to be in a relationship."
yeah. I think my goals are. I'm kind of picky. I'm kind of
You
picky.
feel that
I think
you too picky?
no, I don't think I'm too picky, but there are some things that I've dated enough people to know what I don't want. And a lot of the times when I see like a unfavorable trait and I've dealt with this before, I'm like, nah, I can't. I just I'm not even gonna give it a chance to even like, well, let me try to work with this person on it. No, no. Like I'm not sticking around to try to, well, let me see if this person it makes me so crazy when people stay with people in hopes that they change a behavior or they change in some way, shape, or form. Like I have a friend who got married and they were like, I just I just hope that, things get better, once we get married. And I'm like, things are not going to get better when you get married. So it's like, he still has these same complaints about his wife. And I'm like,
Yeah,
nigga, you already knew. So for me, like when I see something that I just know that I'm not gonna deal with, like I cut it off immediately because I'm like,
yeah.
no.
Because honestly, marriage is gonna magnify that shit. Marriage is,
Like the
yeah.
problems, like make
Any
it
problems you have in a relationship, marriage is going to magnify. They are not going to remedy it, and I don't get why some people. And I had my cousin
wait,
who
you
thought
you
that.
keep breaking up a little bit.
Oh, am I breaking them now?
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Okay, I can
yeah.
see you.
I my cousin who thought that in his relationship, he thought that marriage was going to fix the issues they had, and it just
Yeah.
amplified them. And I,
Yeah, he's like they're worse
yeah,
now. Like, and he's like, now she's just so comfortable to the point where like it's even less effort. And I'm like, dude, you brought this onto yourself because you already knew. And it was like he already had said these things to me, like, yeah, like I don't think it's gonna get better. And it's like, well, then obviously these are things that you can tolerate because you're going into it already tolerating it, but deep down you know that the shit is not gonna it's just not the contract is not going to change it. It's not going to make it better.
yeah, yeah. See,
It's not. It's going to allow the person to be even more lazy.
see.
So,
I also had somebody say that. I guess kind of hot take, kind of a hot take. He said, uh, "They said I'm not opposed to multiple partners to make our relationship work." So
okay.
is is would you say that's realistic? I feel like I
So,
kind of get that to him.
polygamy?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I guess for him,
Yeah. Oh no, I believe in that shit. Oh, I wholeheartedly believe in it. I would never be a participant in it, but I believe I believe in that shit because I'm like, if this is what you want and if all the parties are agreeing to it, then no problem there.
so they might argue that it's unrealistic to think you can have a relationship that just involves one person.
You said somebody might think it's realistic to have a relationship that just
It's
involves.
unrealistic to have a relationship that just involves one person, like
I
involves
mean, Africans
monogamy.
Africans and other nations have been doing it for forever. I don't think I mean, Western culture is different and it's done differently here. So, I get why somebody would think that that's unrealistic, but I mean, I like I know for sure. Like my friend who is the professional hoe, like that's pretty much what she's doing. That's pretty much what it is. Like they're not like declared in a relationship, but like he's doing this with multiple women, and it's cool. Like it's not, it is what it is. Like she's okay with getting her money from this nigga, and he's okay with paying
Yeah,
that to her. So it's some type of, I mean,
reciprocity.
it's yeah, but it's some type of like polygamy type of
Yeah, but
thing. Like
she
I
just
have
doing
these
it for
women,
money
and
though.
I'm
She don't does she really like the nigga?
no, but what do you? Some of these chicks be in it for money too. Like, oh, this nigga, he's gonna take care of me. Like he has the means to take care of multiple other women. But yeah, I'm cool with being his girlfriend and be taken care of. So yeah, they might not necessarily. I mean, she did say the nigga was cool, but I mean, there are some key differences there. But I think that I don't think it's unrealistic because I think people do it all the time, like in our Western culture. So
Yeah, I can't share. I'm not
me
not the
either.
sharing
Like it
type.
ain't no way. I require way too much attention for that. Way too much attention. That's why me and my ex broke up because he just I didn't get enough attention from him. Like he just wasn't like he didn't have work life balance. Like it was like mostly work and like the relationship came very
I mean, shit,
secondary.
it's hard. I wish I had a
So
better life balance now, but shit hard if you want to. In most cases, if you want to make money, you got to work a lot,
yeah.
and then
Yeah. But you still have but your relationship should be uh just as important.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
it definitely
mean
is.
yeah, like your relationship should be just as important. Like of course you have to do things to, take care of your overall
Oh no,
well-being. You got to pay bills, you got to
you're
eat.
freezing.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Now
me?
I can.
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, see that happened with you a few times and I was just
I'm
like,
gonna see
"Oh, let
how it is
me
when I download it. I'll just
oh
edit
no,
some shit.
I hope it don't be all messed up." But all right, so we we've been rambling for an hour and a half. That's crazy because it does not even feel like that. So,
Uh,
you have any like final thoughts to leave us with?
um, final thoughts. Yes, that I understand the question of asking is your relationship or are your relationship goals, let's use correct grammar here, are your relationship goals realistic? I know it's, like I said, it's subjective, but pretty
Hmm.
much try to be a little self-aware, um,
That's the key.
to make sure that the goals that you're asking for, you are those goals as well.
Hmm.
Don't put all this, I guess, weight or responsibility on somebody, and you're not bringing that to the table too. So just
Facts.
just be self aware and realize your shortcomings. While you want you want somebody to bring this, and that to the table, and you only bringing this.
Mhm.
So
Right, because if that's the case, then it might just be, it if you have all of this, type of baggage, or I'm thinking about something very specific, but like I had seen this status that says something like, I'm damaged. I don't trust people. I lash out a lot. I know I'm a lot to deal with, but just love me for me.
why?
And I'm like,
But why?
I was like, why would you want to bring that into, why do you want to inflict that type of bullshit upon somebody else? So I'm like, as far as like relationship goes, like maybe you need to heal first before you even think about, what I'm saying, being in a relationship because why would you want to bring all of that
Yeah,
baggage into a
like
relationship and just expect the person to deal with
yeah,
it because that's just
like
who you are?
let's normalize you not just admitting your toxic traits and expecting somebody to accept them. How about you actually address
That's
them?
toxic in itself.
Yeah, address said traits. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
crazy and that's just me." No, how about you address your crazy, because that's not okay.
Or keep your crazy ass the fuck single. Like don't bring that crazy
Right,
shit over here to me. So
right.
yeah, definitely.
Um,
Well, this was a good chat. This was
yeah,
a good
it went on.
conversation.
Yeah, it went on.
Yeah.
Where
Can't believe I'm telling everybody how much of a liar I've
I
been.
mean,
Might have to edit that out. No, I'm just joking.
I talked about slight manipulative ways of younger me. Um,
Yeah, because I feel like we also gotta normalize like admitting to when we're the
yeah,
drama.
yeah. When
Like
we're the
you
problem,
have to normalize. Yeah, you have to normal.
we have
We
to
have to
we have to admit
normalize.
when we're the problem. Like,
Yeah, out loud because we be so quick to post memes like, "Oh, I just want to vibrate high." It's like, bitch, your vibrations is all fucked up and all over the place. Like,
yes,
get your shit
yeah,
together and you know, bring a healed non-toxic version of yourself into the next situation. That's what I want to leave everybody with. Or heal yourself, figure it out. Healing for different people is going to look different. For me, healing has been a lot of meditation, a lot of affirmations, and getting rid of people who just were, uh, I was sinking with their bad, fucked up energy. And once I broke free from those people, I'm like, oh, this feels different. Like I feel light, I feel happy, feel good. So, yep, that's all I have.
That's it. That's it. Ooh, hit 140. Yeah. So yeah, we're about to wrap this up. We want to thank you though for listening to the Wish Us the Best podcast for episode 2. Yeah, episode 2.
Yep,
We're
episode
gonna
two.
try to get episode 3 out in a little bit of a more timely fashion. Um
Yeah, the holidays kind of slowed some things down.
yeah, some of us like to party. We like to party, and I ain't saying who, but some of us like to party.
I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. Like, no, it's me.
Yeah,
It's me.
I'm a lame. I'm a lame. Me and my wife just be at the crib, but yeah.
That's goals. I'm trying to. I got a party so I can don't have to party no more. So as soon as I find
our
the person that
our
makes,
party is smoking, like rolling a couple fat ones, and then
yeah,
watching some shit.
yeah.
Watching some shit.
I'm about to go do that now. As a matter of
Yeah, I
fact.
am well overdue. Yeah, I'm well overdue. So
Yeah.
yeah, we about to end this for our smoke session. Um,
Yes, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 3.
episode 3. Just
Bada boom,
bye.
bada bing.
Deuces.
All right, bye.